ER's George Clooney is hosting the live comedy show this week. You know him best as Dr. Doug Ross on the hit primetime drama ER. Lately, he's been getting a lot of press for being a sex symbol, but Clooney's a modest man.
The truth is, on this show, you could put a mannequin in my role and he would get a lot of attention.
The SNL writers have scripted Clooney right back into a hospital sketch for the show, but rest assured it will be a little more lighthearted than his regular role.
That's the news, and we're out of here.
The woman who may provide an alibi for Simpson in seclusion, but at least in this country. The men who struck the deal in Haiti back again to see what's happened since. And you could be living on it, the land nobody wants and the people who buy it.
From NBC News, this is NBC Nightly News, reported from Washington by Brian Williams.
Good evening. The case now famous for taking strange turns has taken yet another. This weekend, a witness who could be of great help to O.J. Simpson is being kept in seclusion. Even though she hasn't been entirely truthful so far, and even though she had to be ordered to stay in this country long enough to testify on Monday, Rosa Lopez is important enough to interrupt the case the prosecution is trying to make. Our report tonight from NBC's Kelly O'Donnell in Los Angeles.
The most reluctant witness gave in and made a promise.
I will do it for you, Your Honor.
All right. You promise me that you'll obey my order to return?
Yes.
And with that bilingual exchange, Rosa Lopez, the defense's only potential alibi witness, tearfully pledged to come back and testify Monday morning. Lopez is expected to tell the jury she noticed O.J. Simpson's Bronco in front of his home at the critical time when prosecutors say the murders occurred. Her appearance as a defense witness is an interruption of the people's case against O.J. Simpson.
Prosecution is in the middle of their case. They're building momentum, and the last thing you want to have happen is all of a sudden in the middle of your case, here comes one of the defense alibi witnesses. So it's unusual, but not unheard of.
The scheduling of Rosa Lopez for Monday brought an end to a bizarre turn of events in the courtroom. After a day-long hearing without the jury, Judge Ito decided to put Lopez on the witness stand last night after deciding there was a risk she would go home to El Salvador and refuse to return. He ordered the jury brought to the courthouse from their hotel. But prosecutor Marcia Clark, a single mother, cited child care problems. She couldn't stay and asked for a delay. Defense attorney Johnny Cochran argued Lopez should testify then and there. And finally, the witness pleaded with Judge Ito.
All these reporters have destroyed my life. I can't go out anywhere. I am so afraid of so many things, I don't know what else to say.
The defense will say Lopez is a truthful, important witness, but prosecutors already caught her in several contradictions under oath Friday. Now the jury will meet her weeks ahead of schedule to decide how reliable this reluctant witness will be. Kelly O'Donnell, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Former President Jimmy Carter, retired General Colin Powell, and Georgia Senator Sam Nunn. They were the men who brokered the deal sending Haiti's President Aristide back to Haiti. Well, those three men are back in Haiti now to assess the progress, and NBC's Andrea Mitchell is in Port-au-Prince.
In a country where guns have always mattered more than votes, Jimmy Carter said Haiti must now move toward its June elections, and for the first time, not at gunpoint.
I think that'll be a major test of the future of Haiti.
Thanks to U.S. forces, Haitians are more secure, but not entirely free. Sam Nunn and Colin Powell visited a local jail today, where military police are trying to stop abuses. They were told that in Haiti, people still wait months, even years, before seeing a judge.
Sometimes difficult to get them to see a judge because there's not very many of them, and they're very overloaded.
Of 580 inmates at the National Prison, only 18 have actually been charged, leading to a riot last weekend.
Staying in jail without a trial is not acceptable.
The population is totally mixed together. Men and women, adults and children, murderers and petty thieves, they're all mixed together.
Before U.S. forces arrived, people were beaten, tortured, killed.
Did you find much physical abuse in the prisoners when we first arrived?
I will know one case specifically of an individual we did find that was had his ear cut off.
For 2 days, Carter, Powell, and Nunn have toured the country and asked questions.
You get to visit with your children?
Their mission to find out how much progress has been made and how much is left to be done.
The key will be for the Haitian government to put in place best they can in the limited time they have, a solid functioning system of law, system of security, and reach out to their people.
It's a different atmosphere. It's not an atmosphere of fear and terror that existed when we were here last September. So they've come a long way, but there is a long way to go.
The only question is, will the job get done before Congress cuts off aid and the Haitian people lose patience? Andrea Mitchell, NBC News, Port-au-Prince.
And now to another front, Somalia, and the coming effort to get UN troops out of that country without the problems and bloodshed that was encountered when the Americans first arrived there over 2 years ago. NBC's Ed Rabel is covering the preparations in Mogadishu.
Top U.S. commanders today personally inspected the beach where the Marines will come ashore. The general in charge, Anthony Zinni, expressed doubt that Somali warring factions can reach a peace.
I'm not sure if maybe the imminent departure of all the forces is enough to spur them to cooperation. I guess I would continue to hope it would be, but it seems awfully late in the game and the opportunities have been missed.
Zinni will have heavy guns to provide cover against possible Somali attacks against the withdrawing UN peacekeepers. But the Marines are also bringing experimental crowd control weapons, which they demonstrated. Sticky foam, which literally glues any potential foe to the ground. Beanbag guns that fire small bags full of lead pellets. And bullets made of wood and rubber to stun, not kill. Alternatives to lethal force. Though they are fully prepared, commanders think they may not have to use any of their weapons. Clan leaders here in Somalia have given assurances that they will not interfere with the withdrawal. But a main clan leader, Mohammed Farah Aidid, is the same man whose militia killed 18 American Rangers in a single attack in 1993. The gruesome images afterwards helped lead to the American withdrawal from Somalia. Also still in place is clan leader Ali Mahdi Mohammed, Aidid's chief rival. His powerful faction is expected to clash with Aidid's militia for control as the peacekeepers leave. And even now, they're still at it. Young men with guns still roam Mogadishu, and there is frequent gunfire. Still, there are no reports of famine, and that, at least, is the one thing that gives Somalia any sense of normalcy. Almost everything else here reminds you that Somalia has not changed much. Ed Rabel, NBC News, Mogadishu.
Now briefly to another hotspot, the Korean Peninsula. The U.S. and South Korea have announced they're canceling the annual so-called Team Spirit War Games as a goodwill gesture toward Communist North and its nuclear deal with the U.S. When NBC Nightly News continues in a moment how the balance might have just tilted in the balanced budget fight. Also, hopping on the highway before it passes them by, Europe is thinking it over. Later, and you thought the Dallas Cowboys were America's team. We've got news for you.
Okay, Daddy's turn to eat. Mommy said, try Crispix. It doesn't get soggy in milk. Yeah, Mommy is funny. Okay, so